been days of eager anticipation prior to this massive clash. But now we need talk about it no more, and instead focus on the here and now. A match that has the capacity to delight and dazzle, no matter who you support. Keep it right here for live coverage on EA TV.
Welcome back to Armchair Armory. It's been a few games have passed since I last did one of these previews. Last results being two wins, a 2-1. Well, yeah, no. Last result being, as I'm recording this, would be the 5-0 win over Sheffield United. Which, from the highlights, it looked like we were pretty dominant. I was very pleased to see Eddie Nketiah get a hat trick. I was a staunch defender of Eddie being renewed because I felt that he'd be a better asset to us than with somebody else, basically. But yeah, I'm here today to talk about Newcastle United. We're playing Newcastle United this weekend at St James's Park, a stadium that we've had mixed results at. We remember a couple of seasons ago when we were fighting out for top 4 with Spurs, we absolutely bottled it against them. 2 years ago, last season, you know, after the kind of humbling we'd been given by City at the Etihad, we then had to play Chelsea at home and Newcastle away, and we played really well against Newcastle, won that game 2-0. And now we move into a new season, and you know it's a hard place to go. You know, the away fans are kind of put up in the gods, have no kind of interaction with the game at all, so it's very much a hostile atmosphere. They're always up for it, and I think now, you know, ever since the sort of Saudi takeover, Newcastle have been a lot more their fans have been a lot more trying to get involved in the sort kind of like top 4, top 6 club discussion. I still think they're in there what Manchester City were in when Mansour took them over, not the wrestler, the Sheikh. They're in their Mark Hughes period. I don't think Eddie Howe is going to be their manager if they go on to start winning leagues. I mean, in general, I don't think this, compared to last season, I don't think their season has been quite indifferent. They are currently in 6th position. They've won 3 and drawn 2. Obviously, their last big win was 8-0 against Sheffield United, the team that we've just beaten 5-0. They beat Burnley 2-0, drew with West Ham, beat Crystal Palace 4-0, and their last game that was a draw, 2-2 draw with Wolves. The one thing that's quite stark about them is that they do score a lot of goals, and this is sort of the same issue that I was worried about going into the away fixture last season, is that they do score a lot of goals at home and they are very prolific. They are suffering with a few kind of key players out. I read somewhere that Alexander Isak is now out with an injury, that I think he's missed this game and he's going to miss the game against Arsenal. And then obviously Sandro Tonali is that is his name, isn't it? Yeah, Sandro Tonali. He has been banned for I think a year. I think 10 months to a year. I think he's been banned for alleged gambling. So yeah, they're without their sort of star signing. Who, to be honest, like, there's a friend of mine at work that supports Newcastle. Yes, I know, a Newcastle fan down south. They seem to be few and far between of the northeast clubs. But anyway, he seems to think that Tonali's been like a game changer as much as like Bruno Guimaraes has been a game changer. But from when I've watched Newcastle, I haven't really seen him do too much. But apparently, you know, he's been instrumental in that midfield. I'd say from what I've seen of Newcastle so far, I've seen kind of a mixture. I've seen where they, you know, this. I actually watched the 8-0 against thingy against Sheffield United. I think I watched that. I can't remember, but I know I watched a game where they scored a lot of goals, and again, they're very good. They're very good at kind of like killing teams off early. But I think if you get the better of them early on, it makes it a lot harder. Obviously, I didn't manage to see their game against Wolves, so I don't know how that's gone. But yeah, again, similar to Chelsea in a way, they've been drawing a lot of games recently. Games that some Newcastle fans probably think they should have won. But the one thing we have to worry about is they do turn it up at home, and you know, because of the sort of, as I mentioned a few moments ago, the hostile atmosphere of the stadium and the way that the stadium's set up, it's pretty much like there are no away fans there, so it's kind of a cauldron going to St James's Park. And you know, regardless of the fact that we performed really well against them last season, that game 2 years ago will probably still be stuck in our minds going into it. You know, coming off the back of the really big win away at Sevilla in Europe a couple of weeks ago, and then obviously Sheffield United on Saturday, and hopefully a progression to the quarterfinals of the Carabao Cup, because as I'm recording this, that hasn't happened yet. So hopefully we've qualified for the quarterfinals of the Carabao Cup. That will kind of stand us in good stead going into the Newcastle game. And I think we can beat them, don't get me wrong. I don't think they're as good as, you know, their fans, for example, think they are. I don't think they're quite at the level of, you know, even Liverpool yet. You know, it took Liverpool a couple of seasons under Klopp to get to that stage where they were almost title contenders, and then they were title contenders in 1920. So not 1920 as in the year 2019, 2020, that season. So yeah, it's they've still got a long way to go. You know, I again, the same Newcastle fan that I'm talking about, I had a discussion with him, which for some reason he got really defensive about, where I kind of tried to put across to him that like none of Newcastle's starting 11 are world class. The closest is probably Bruno Guimaraes, but even him, he's like, I wouldn't necessarily class him as world class yet. Like, you know, world class to me would be where he's unplayable, and he's just, as far as I'm aware, he's a goal scoring midfielder. He's a box to box midfielder that he's scoring goals. He's, you know, nothing gets past him. You know, I haven't seen anything of that level, to be honest. Like, none of them, I would say, are world class, you know. And when you've got Newcastle fans that say silly things like, oh, I wouldn't take Kieran Tierney, I wouldn't take Scott McTominay, it's like, yeah, but Scott McTominay is just as good as Joe Linton. Like, yeah, it's just silly, to be honest. But yeah, it's still going to be tough, because it's always tough at St James's Park. It's what I know. I seem to say this a lot as a cliche. Oh, it's a hard place to go, but St James's Park genuinely is a hard place to go. There are some stadiums, like, I don't know, Bramall Lane, for example, where I'm not too worried about going away to, or even places like the London Stadium, I don't worry about going to. Although when it comes to like the Cup, it might be slightly different. But yeah, St James's Park is a place that, particularly in the last 2-3 years, has been somewhere I haven't really enjoyed us going to. You know, it's always either been a scrappy 1-0 win, a draw, or they've beaten us or something like that, like they did 2 seasons ago. So yeah, it's going to be interesting how it turns out. I think we will just about do it. I think we will concede, because Newcastle seem to always score. So I think I'm actually going to say 3-2 to Arsenal. I think it's going to be a really close game. I think it's going to be very similar to the EAFC game you're watching now, sim that you're watching now. It's going to be very similar to that, but I think in the reverse. So it will go to Arsenal rather than Newcastle. But anyway, yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm going to leave it there. I will be back again after the game, hopefully, with a bit of luck. If not, then I will try and, I don't know. I mean, it might be difficult. I'm hoping to watch the game, but there might be a possibility I might not be able to watch all of it. So if you don't hear from me, I haven't been able to watch all the game. If you do, I have. Okay, so I will see you then. Until I speak to you again, enjoy the rest of the EAFC sim. And until then, take care and stay safe.
The ball is rolling and the second half is underway. And unable to retain possession. Saka. Encouraging signs to the attack, but it hasn't led to anything. Almiron. Bruno Guimaraes. Arsenal have the ball back now. Jamal Lascelles. Cher. Joe Linton. Need to get tighter here. And the attack is over. Good defending. Ødegaard. Jorginho. Alexander Zinchenko. Arsenal moving the ball forward with purpose, but able to deal with the danger decisively. Well defended. Almiron. Now Trippier. Edging ever closer to goal here. Oh, a great chance. And that's more than comfortable for the man in goal. Lascelles. Guimaraes. Gordon. Arsenal with the ball again. Arsenal trying to get things moving. They'll have a go here. And not this time, it's been saved.
He's certainly looked lively, hasn't he? And you can see that he wants that second goal, but it's a good save from the keeper.
Coming onto the pitch, number 15, Harvey Barnes.
Into the box it goes. Well, maybe only a half chance. It's missed by quite a distance.
Yeah, this is great defending. There's so much pressure on him just as he's about to head this. Means he can't hit the target.
Number 14, Eddie Nketiah. Coming onto the pitch, 29, Kai Havertz.
And played back to Nick Pope. Struggling to get out of their own half here. Allowed to go a long way with this. And delivered into the middle. Oh, it's still in there. It's gone out for an Arsenal corner.
Substitution for Arsenal. Coming off the pitch, number 7, Bukayo Saka. To be replaced by number 19.
And the corner is fired in. Only half the job done there. Ødegaard. Now Saliba. It's in! And this game isn't lost or won just yet.
Well, here's the replay, and what a strike this is. He gets so much power behind it. The keeper has no chance.
Something for Arsenal to bite on now as the game restarts. And the game stops with the award of a free kick. Sean Longstaff. Well read to gain possession. Ben White. On to Ødegaard. Leandro Trossard. Well, still pushing forward in search of the equaliser, but not the end result they wanted from an encouraging position. And not getting close enough here. Put into the middle. And that's where it ends, with possession lost. Martinelli. Jorginho. A little careless there as the ball changes hands. And the flag goes up for offside.
Well, it's sloppy, isn't it? Just needs to hold on to it a little longer. Give him time to get back on side.
Kieran Trippier. Sean Longstaff. The ref allowing play to continue. Has the space to whip it in here. Oh, chance here. Well, he's kept that out nicely. Well, a goal here, and you have to think that would be the game. Not long left at all now. I don't know how he didn't score. Great defending. Breaking at pace, this could be dangerous. The crowd urging him to shoot. Barnes! It might still happen. It stops there. Nothing at the end of it. Havertz. And a real sense of urgency here. Could they equalise from this? Kept out, but for how long? The defensive job done for now. Well, that brings a close to the match. A frustrating day here for Arsenal, far from at their best, and it's 3 points dropped.
Yeah, just not at the levels that we're used to from them. They looked a little bit sluggish from the start, to be honest. They'll be disappointed with that, and they'll certainly look to bounce back quickly.
There have been a few good performances out there today, but of all the players on show, he's one that's really caught the eye.
Yeah, it's a good performance from him and his teammates. Finished well for his goal, great work rate throughout. I'm sure he'll be happy with that.